Hey everyone, welcome to the Era of the Dragons, a homebrew D&D 5e game that we like to put on for you. Um my my name is Mal or Archangelic and I'm going to be GMing tonight. How about we introduce ourselves? Levi.
Hello, I am Levi. Today I will be playing Torsten Pinewalker, the half elf armor artific, armorer artificer, and we both use he they pronouns.
All right, Silver.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch as well as over on YouTube. And today I will be playing Finn Cirrus Roxalar, who is a she-her dragonborn rogue and now cleric. Ooh.
Yes. Tara.
Hello, my name is Tara. My pronouns are she, her, and tonight I will be playing Merlin Hendrix, a black chromatic dragonborn wizard, school of divination, whose pronouns are he, his.
And Jaden.
Hey, I'm Siliqui Jaden. You can find me most places online as Fat Sapphic Bro. I use they, them pronouns. I'll be playing the tiefling barbarian named Grief. Grief uses he, they pronouns and also uses a combat wheelchair. I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user in real life, and that's why I like to use it in game. Combat wheelchair is designed by Mark Thompson, who you can find at Twitter. On Twitter at the username Mustangs Art. And just some normal announcements. Welcome back to our space here at Lantern Light Adventures. This is home to all of our TTRPG and related content on Twitch. All of our games are also uploaded to our Lantern Light Adventures YouTube channel. There's a link to our link tree in the chat right now that you can click, and it will take you to all of our various social media pages so you can follow us everywhere we are. If you want to keep up to date on everything we're doing, feel free to also join us on Discord, which is linked in the chat. If you want to play with us or GM for us, fill out the TTRPG actual play interest form, which you can find linked in the link tree and in the chat. And once you fill out that form, I'll email you back with our TTRPG consent form, and then we can match you with games from there. Please understand we can't necessarily accept everyone, as we need to make sure that our tables all share a good vibe where everyone feels safe and like they can have fun. And it might also take a little bit of time to get you worked into a game. So please be patient and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. On Tuesday evenings from 6 to 9 p.m. PST, we have been streaming An Empty Dream, which is our Girl by Moonlight game. This campaign is a shorter run, about 15 episodes, so be sure to come check it out and hang out with us while we play. Also, on most Mondays, Archangelic and I will be streaming the two of us playing video games or board games, and we've started with Baldur's Gate 3. We also have been being joined by our lovely producer, and we also might include some other guests in the future. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and reach out to me. Otherwise, come and hang out with us while we play. Reminder that we take the last weekend of the month off every month and have no stream that weekend so we can work on editing and producing more content for y'all. So that means we will not be here next week, February 25th, but we should be here the following week, March 3rd. And finally, in support of Palestine, there will be a donation link on our Twitch page to donate to Doctors Without Borders. We hope that you will donate whatever you're able as we remain in solidarity for a free Palestine. And that is it for announcements for me. Back to you, Mo.
Thank you for that. Let's just go ahead and get into it. You are in the small town of Rocky Hollow after being forced to find shelter on your way to Vrusea. You found that this town was not what it seemed. The priest of the goddess Sen in this town, Father Ilum, turned out to be nothing less than a vampire corrupted by a black obsidian object of immense unknowable power. Father Ilum had been communing with and utilizing this power by allowing whatever entity resides within the object to be channeled through his young daughter Hadwin. Many in this town had been healed or changed by nightly rituals involving this object. Visiting and observing the goings on in this town was Archduke Rogziel of the nation of Crescent, a wizard diplomat who seemed to have his own eye on what is happening here. He implored you to stop Father Ilum and give the object to him. You confronted Father Ilum at night after one of the rituals, and a battle ensued. Eventually, this led to him trying to use the stone, but Fen called out to the gods and called out to Father Ilum, and the god Vergus appeared in front of Father Ilum along with his sister, the goddess Sen. Sen admonished Father Ilum for bringing death into her place of worship, where life is celebrated. Vergus struck the final blow against the fallen priest. Before the dust could settle, Roxiel demanded that he be given the stone to bring safely back to his laboratory in Crescent. In addition to the stone, he wanted to bring Hadwin to keep her safe and to observe whatever effects this stone might have had on her. You managed to convince him to wait until morning, but you are here, you're wounded, morning is inching ever closer. What do you do?
Are we all in Father Ilum's like house? Where are we all? Because I
You
know
would-
I was there.
Yeah, I believe y'all are kind of around the chapel. So Father Ilum's heart, I believe, was still on the altar. I forget. Oh, you all went to the house because you saw that Archduke Roxiel's servant was there trying to get Hadwin. So that's where you had all ended
Yeah,
up.
and I put myself in between him and her. So
Mm-hmm. So, but Roxiel has seen himself away and back to wherever he is quartered. So you are in the former home of Father Elam.
Okay. What's the play here, y'all? I mean, obviously, Hadwin, he's probably not actually in safe hands with this Duke guy, but
Yeah.
I'm not prepared to adopt a child. Also, I don't know.
We've done all that we can for this place. Uh, Anything that involves taking care of her or the stone is beyond our obligations.
I am incredibly hesitant to leave her with him. There's something about the way that he is talking about her and the stone and the whole situation that makes me worry for her ongoing safety.
Absolutely agreed about that. I just I don't know if you've noticed, but death and destruction also seems to be following us around. So, as unsafe as she's going to be with them, I don't know if we can promise any better of a situation. And it seems to be an accident on our part versus purposeful on their part, but still.
Fair.
As you're all talking, give me perception checks.
Wow. All right.
13.
19.
24.
Oh, good. Okay. I got a 7.
Um, anyone who got over a 12, you would hear that the door to the home is being slowly opened, and you turn to see um a young girl, just straight black hair. You've seen her playing with Hadwin before, in like she's in like a maroon kind of dress. It's a little bit tattered at the ends. Um, but it is the daughter of the Archduke Roxiel. Her name is Gerda, and she's just peeking in.
Uh, Person will just give a little wave.
She says, "I came to see. I came to see Hadwin. Is she awake?"
She was asleep. She was asleep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's asleep. No matter what happens tomorrow, the morning's gonna be rough on her. If I were you, I would just let her rest.
I'll be real quiet. I just want to be here.
Wilson nods. I think we can carry this conversation outside.
Yeah, I'll let her know. If you want to lay down with her, that's fine.
She will. She will like actually she takes that as full permission and just runs past you all into the bed. Not as quiet as she promised, but Hadwin kind of stirs and they kind of snuggle up against each other. But yeah, you take your conversation outside.
Uh, how how far is Crescent from here?
Crescent is very far. It's so where this town is kind of near the border of Vosna to the west. Crescent is across the entire kingdom of Ravenshold and near the mountains. So
And to clarify, so the man who wants to take her is the father of this other little girl?
Correct.
Okay, so this she'd at least like have a friend with her. She's not okay.
Yeah, she'll be totally at the whims of a mad scientist. I mean, if if it wasn't so far, I would say that uh, Roxiel essentially put up an outpost here, do whatever study he feels the need to, and keep the girl with the community. But the logistics of the cost of that, not the best sale.
Also, just generally, she might want a non-reminder of her father uh, is looming over her at all times.
Good point.
I, I mean, I don't know if I trust. No, let me correct myself. I absolutely don't trust the Duke to have her best interest at heart. Uh, but the child, his child, seems to care about her, and maybe we can deputize her and make sure she's watching over Hadwin and making sure she's safe.
I guess in so much a child can.
Yeah,
What makes the Duke untrustworthy?
I he proposed
It's just
further testing. That's and requires Hadwin to do it. That makes me uncomfortable.
it's like a vibe. Just gives me a
Testing.
bad vibe.
And I'm thinking of the stone, much like with Hadwin, not the safest hands, but that's not. We have more than enough on our plates. We don't need that additional responsibility.
Right. And I mean like I said, I don't think like sending her with a Duke puts her in a level of danger that is unlike the level of danger that she will guaranteed be in if she's with us.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. So I guess my other question would be, do we trust him enough to give him the stone? Or do we take that with us and leave Hadwin with him?
I think he's already taken the stone. So we'd
No,
have
it's
to
in my bag of holding.
Is it? How?
It was all
Yeah.
wrapped up in a carpet, and I put it in my bag of holding, and I left the church.
Ah. Huh.
Sorry, I mean
I
rogue.
mean
So when I get a precious item in my hands, I don't let go of it too easily.
fair enough.
Giving
So
him, giving,
are we contemplating saving Hadwin, like directly, or sending over Goethe?
yeah, I think her going with the Duke is the best of several bad options. But regarding the stone, Torsten will say, well, giving him the stone was part of our trust the deal. And as much as I don't trust him, I don't want to make an enemy either.
I mean
Fair.
that's fair.
And
I mean
the rest of you would remember that he is a member of like a council that is overseeing like this cult of the dragon issue. Torsten would know that. So
yeah. I eh, I will also say that like if we if we give him Hadwin but not the stone, she's going to be thrown away very quickly.
Yeah,
So we've got to get him the stone.
yeah, that's we've already done the best we could do. I don't like it, but
Um hang on real quick. I'll be right back. Fenn's gonna go inside and I don't think I've ever caught her name. Uh
Gerda?
excuse me, young lady. What's your name?
my name's Gerda.
Gerda. Hi, Gerda. Um, you you care about Hadwin's well-being, right?
Yeah, she's my best friend.
Best friend. Good. So, your father, he wants to figure out what's going on, but I don't want him to risk Hadwin's health to do that. So, can you promise me something? Can you pinky promise me that you'll make sure that Hadwin's health does not suffer?
She thinks for a second and she's like, I'd never let anyone hurt Hadwin.
Good. Okay. So, pinky swear?
She'll pinky swear.
Good. Okay. Thank you. Pop back out.
And, as you were talking to Gerda, Hadwin is kind of stirring and waking up. She kind of mutters, "Where's Papa?"
Gotta go.
Oh dear.
Merlin sprints behind a nearby tree and pokes his head out with one eye.
Oh man, Grief will approach her. Papa got very sick, and he got so sick that nobody could really fix him. You're not going to be able to see him anymore. But you're going to go with Gertie, and her papa will take care of you.
Um, Gerda will say, "Mother will make us breakfast every morning. You can try those pastries I was telling you about. They only make them in the Red Spire." And Hadwin, she kind of looks sad and confused, and she kind of says, "It took them, didn't it?"
Yeah.
Actually, it occurred to me after I just ran away, Fencerus is going to come back in and be like, Hadwin, just real quick, I want to check something, and I'm going to do, I guess, a medicine check just to make sure she looks like she's doing okay after everything she's been through.
Okay. Yeah, give me a medicine check.
13.
13. Okay. With a 13, as far as you can tell, there's no like marks or any wounds or anything, but you can definitely see just by like kind of the color of her skin and kind of her overall demeanor that mechanically she has levels of exhaustion.
Mm. Okay. Hadwin, I'm fairly new to this, so get a second opinion. However, I'm gonna prescribe you right now some bed rest. Uh, take a couple of days, rest up, get some good food in you, and no more late nights. Okay?
She says, "Okay, yeah."
Think you'll start feeling better if you get some more rest. Okay?
She says, "Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea." As she's kind of like rubbing her eyes and everything, she's tired.
Speaking of, we'll get out of here so you can get some more rest. Just saying.
As we make our way out, Torsten will say to Fat and Grief, "Thank you both for taking over there. I am so bad with kids."
Merlin says, same.
I had a few siblings, but mom and dad were, busy at various jobs. Dad constantly had a different job each week almost, it felt like. So, yeah, to watch after my little brother.
Everyone's got their load to bear.
Merlin stands against the tree, smoking his pipe slowly, gazing across the landscape.
I think Grief will pull out his pipe too. Uh, Light up. And I've already lost a child. I wasn't inclined to lose another, but I think you guys are right. I guess we should get some rest.
Torsten will nod. Shit, dude. Sorry to hear that.
Such is life.
Bed rest does sound good right now.
What time is it?
Wee hours of the morning.
Oh my.
Yeah, I think Grief will head over to wherever the hell we're sleeping and get ready for resting.
You make your way over to the hovel, the inn and tavern you were staying at. It is deserted at this time, except for Chance, the proprietor. The fire has gone out in the hearth, so it's dark in here. And but Grief, you have dark vision. You're able to see that Chance is just sitting there. Just his hands are just on his head and like his elbows on the table, just like as if he is struggling with something.
Mm. Uh,
You all right, dude?
He looks up and he says, I I don't know what everyone's confused. We it's like it's like it's like feeling awake and then realizing you were dreaming, but you're still awake.
Sounds incredibly unpleasant.
He says, you can stay here tonight, but you should leave.
Okay.
I don't know what everyone else is going to do. If they're half as confused as I am, I don't know.
Why do we need to leave?
You killed Father Elam. I don't know if it was the right move or if what was going here was holy or not. But what I do know is that not everyone's going to be kind about what happened tonight.
Ooh, GM, do I get the
Rest.
impression that we need to leave sooner?
Give me an insight check.
Oh no. I have a +0 to insight. It's just a flat roll. Oh, it's a nat 20.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
You see the slight twitches in him that he is considering like running at you and fighting himself on it. You get the idea that even what he's saying and he's trying to be kind to you and he doesn't even know if he wants to do that is the vibe you're getting.
Yikes. Okay.
Huh.
So maybe when we make it back to our room, I'll let the group know we might want to get out sooner rather than later
Yeah.
and rest somewhere along the road.
That didn't sound great at all. We should set up a watch like we did last time for different reasons now, but that's fine. And get out of here first light.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
like a plan.
All right.
All right. I'm going to let y'all take a long rest. Who's taking first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I don't know if I can concentrate through this, but I'm going to obviously sleep. I've got guidance now, and I want to drop it on Merlin, but I don't know if that counts.
Um,
Oh. Oh, okay. I'll be third watch. I see.
Well, I mean, like, no matter who I can give guidance to myself, and I definitely can concentrate on that for a perception check. But
yeah.
I don't know if officially while I'm sleeping, I can concentrate on guidance.
Yeah, I'd say like you can it just goes for the next check, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you could easily give it to whoever takes first watch. So
Okay. All right.
it just gives you advantage, right? I think so guidance does.
It
Oh no,
gives
it's a D4.
Yeah. It's a D4 extra to whatever numbers rolled. So Fenn's just gonna go up to Merlin and put her shoulder on him. Put her hand on his shoulder. Words are hard. And say, we're putting our lives on your shoulder. We believe in you. Stay focused.
Thank you, Fen. Thank
And then
you,
Fenn collapses onto a bed.
Awesome.
I won't
So
let you down.
give me a perception check and add a D4 to it.
Perception. Yeah, I got a 5 on that. Shoot, how do you do? Oh, here. 5 and a 3.
Oh, so you only got 8 total? Okay.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Cool. Nothing happens.
Okay, good.
And at least nothing happens like in the room or in the hallway outside. So who's taking second watch?
I will.
Okay.
22. Non-net.
22. Oh, with a 22. So nothing really happens. No one really comes up the stairs or anything like that. You don't hear anyone stirring in the like lodging area. But you do hear from downstairs, Chance is arguing with someone, a woman, about something, and it's like he's saying all you can really hear is Chance saying, Bill, just go. Just don't do anything irrational. Don't do anything crazy. Like we've been through enough. Just let them sleep and then they're gone in the morning. And the woman says, what's crazy is keeping them here. What do you think is going to happen when everyone else finds out they're still here? And he says, I don't know, but we all have to find a way to move on from this. And you hear like pots or something clattering, like he's trying to get ready for the morning.
Is there a window to like outside up here?
Oh yeah, in your room there is. Mhm.
Okay, can I look out too to see if there's anyone stirring?
With the 22, you see that people are stirring. You don't see like a mob forming or anything, but um some people like the sun by the time you're getting to your watch, the sun is starting to peak up. And there are people who, as far as you can tell, haven't seen the sun in a while, who are out and walking in the day. And that is overtaking them. You see some people are just trying to go on with their normal day-to-day things as well. But nothing that seems threatening or something that would bother you. But people are trying to make sense of what is going on, and you can see there are conversations happening.
Okay. And if I were to wake up my party at this point, have they rested long enough, or would we be dealing with exhaustion levels?
I would give it to you. So
Okay,
you have a long rest.
I think I'm gonna try to quietly wake everybody up and say, hey, I know it's not quite as long as we'd like to rest, but things don't sound great. And I'll fill them in on the conversation that was happening below. Sounds like we've already got somebody upset with us here, and who knows what's going to happen as everybody else starts to wake up.
That's a good point.
Okay. Uh,
Are we
Yeah.
awake?
Say that again.
Are we awake now?
Yeah, I just woke you up. I think
Uh,
we should get our stuff and get the hell out of here.
yeah.
Yep. Gotta make our appointment with the Duke. Then, yeah, dodge.
Merlin throws his blanket off of his body and runs to the cabinet nearest and grabs his hat, grabs his suitcase and his staff, and runs down the stairs, very vigilant, paranoid.
Hmm. Do we need to meet with the Duke? Oh, I guess we still have the
Just need to
stone,
give
don't
him
we?
the stone. So I mean,
Yeah.
I can just we can just leave it for him wherever the hell he is.
Knock on his door and run away.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll go if anyone wants to come they can, or I can just go over to wherever he is staying and knock on his door to give him this stone wrapped in a rug.
Yeah, he's just a few rooms down in the larger there. These rooms aren't very big, but he's in the larger room in this establishment. Um the the door opens and it's his valet, his this kind of gaunt, tall man, and he says, "May I help you?"
Yeah, I came to bring this stone.
Excellent. I can take that from you.
I only have a +0 to insight, but I'm gonna insight check anyway. Son of a, it's a 3. Wow, super trustworthy, fantastic.
Mm-hmm. No
Yeah.
questions raised.
He's acting the same as every other time you've seen him right now. So
It's fair. Yeah, whatever. I'll just hand it to him.
I'll make sure to get this to the Archduke as soon as I see him.
Oh, you know what? 1 second. Hold on. I have, where is it? I have an Illuminator's tattoo. So I can use my fingertip as if it were an ink pen, and I can write up to a page. I can speak a person's name, creature's name, and it becomes invisible to everyone other than me and the person named for the next 24 hours. So I'll just include a little note to him that's like, here's the stone. I gave it to your valet. Hopefully it gets to you. That's why I'm sending this weird note. Please take care of Hadwin. Billy knows how to get a hold of me if you need further assistance. And yeah, I'll just give him that with the stone.
Okay. Yeah, the valet takes it and he says, "Is that all?"
Yep. Have a great one.
And he will shut the door.
Weird dude. I'll head back to my party and get us on the road.
Where are we heading to?
That is a fantastic question. Where are we heading? Anywhere but here.
The elven capital that Mel has said every time, and I do not retain the name of. I apologize.
Vrusea. Vrusea.
I'm gonna start.
What does it?
Let's dang it.
Is there
What does
someone
the
we're supposed to
party?
talk to or something we're supposed to do? It's been a long
Well,
time.
yeah,
Wait,
so yeah, y'all got kind of like forced out of Zarkan because of a dragon attack. Billy sent you a letter to like basically cut off the head of this cult of dragons. The last lead y'all had, the reason y'all ended up in Zarkan is because y'all were following a lead that was leading you to Vrusea, but y'all got sidetracked and fell into the Underdark.
It happens.
Yeah, we've had a lot of sidetracking things happening.
Um, yeah, we did. Yeah, I think we're heading towards the Elven capital now. Don't know what the best route is from here, though. Uh,
what do we seek from the Elven capital?
it's a very good question. We need to, well, I mean, we did see the the head of the ambassador for the elves was in cahoots with the dragon cult. So there's that. But I guess we need to know how deep it goes.
Find anyone who's in charge of that, like that loot smuggling supply line. See anyone who's responsible for that, or just continue to follow it.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I mean, I guess just basically try to research what exactly is going on at the elven city of Bosna that is attached to this dragon cult and see if we can't nip that in the bud.
Hmm.
They were amassing weapons when we were there last, like in the outskirt towns. That was what was happening out there. I seem to recall.
Weapons and wealth. So like
Right.
gold and jewels.
Um,
Corruption.
so I mean, I guess we get to figure out where that is going. That's not necessarily going to lead us to the head, but at least it will give us a sense of where the power is at, where the power is stored.
At this rate, any progress would be helpful, and that's a solid lead.
For sure.
We just all have to promise we're not going to chase any werebears in a cart race. It's not going to go well for us, as we learned.
Yeah.
I promise.
I'll explain
tr-
later to you
I'll
two.
try not to be that bear.
It's like what some like weirded out looks. Okay then.
Don't get bitten by a werebear unless you want to be a werebear. Learned that the hard way.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's true.
I mean, getting bit by a vampire was much better. So, like still rubbing a
Uh,
sore neck.
oh yeah. Hey, Torsten, how you feeling? Speaking of,
Uh, Fine. Yeah, I don't. I think I mean, obviously checking the effects, but that bit rested me good.
good. Okay. Good to hear.
If my eyes start glazing over again, uh, keep a distance.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Gonna be honest. Uh, so this town, essentially, the only road out is gonna be the road north, right? So we're gonna have
Correct.
to go north no matter what. And then from there, we're gonna have to find a path east, if I remember correctly. Pull out map.
Yeah. So basically this town is towards the north of the Kingdom of Southern Reach. Near the border with Vosta. And yeah, you'll have to basically go north and east from here. So north and west from here. Sorry.
North and
Directions.
west. Ah, my bad.
I thought you said west. Anyway. Yeah. So Vrusea is on the west coast of this continent. So
All right. I guess we will get going then.
All right.
So,
you head out. It's still early. There's only like a couple people in the tavern below. Um, one of the patrons is randomly trying to get the hearth, the like fireplace going because Chance has been a little distracted and he hasn't got it going yet. Um, and but Chance sees you and he just looks at you like, "Are you leaving?" Like he doesn't say anything to you, but he looks at you questioningly.
I will just give him a nod and Thanks for everything, and keep going.
He nods, and then he just goes back and starts clattering pans in the kitchen area.
Fen has left a couple of gold pieces on her bed in the room. Just, 'cause don't want to like throw off the economy of this tiny little town, but still, it is something.
It's not how money works. Anyway,
Yeah, Grief will have left a couple gold as well.
On
okay.
his way out, Merlin stomps the ground with his staff and looks backward at all of the folks tending to the bar with wild eyes, and then turns back and follows his party away from this.
One of the patrons just like you make that dramatic turn. Someone just takes a couple steps back, like okay.
Yeah, we gotta, it's just it's always interesting when you think you're trying to do some good for some people and they are very hurt by your efforts. It's very confusing.
Truly. Also, I would venture to say that Father Ilum, we didn't kill him. He did it to himself to a degree. And it's like, it's much more complicated than anyone here is going to be willing to understand this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray,
So-
the life of being an adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Not everything is a clear victory, but the sun comes up. It's another day, and you head north on the road. You can see the remnant as you leave the area of Rocky Hollow. You can see where the mudslide had washed out the road, but it has since been cleared by people working. Some people are still kind of off in the distance, shoring up some of the other, because it's in kind of this valley, shoring up some of the surrounding area to make sure that it doesn't wash out again. But they don't acknowledge you as you head away from here. And I believe that's where we should go ahead and take a break. It's a tad bit early, but we're going to take a break, 10 to 15 minutes. We'll be back. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody. So we come back to our heroes as you have finally left Rocky Hollow. It is as you crest over hills and leave this place, you start making your way north. This is kind of like a secondary road that leads to a larger high road that will lead you from what was once, or it'll lead you from there's a high road from Zarkan to Vrusea. Pardon me. And so you're on this kind of secondary road because it's the way you ended up, but you crest over the hills here, and it's getting to be, early afternoon. It's pretty easy going as you travel, but as you crest the hills into a larger valley, you can see the majority of this high road in front of you. Probably still a good half day's travel, but from your vantage point, you can see into this valley. But you see this below you, and you can see the intersecting high road to Vrusea, and it's just choked completely with horses, carts, glints of metals, and the banners of the army of the Republic of Vosna. You're still a good ways off the high road, but you can see that there is basically an army marching from Vosna into Southern Reach toward Zarkan.
Oh my.
Hmm.
Interesting.
We could camouflage ourselves on the high road.
Yeah, probably just off-road a bit.
I mean,
How large is this army?
So, give me a perception check.
10.
10.
Mhm.
It's a little hard to see from here. Mostly what you see is the colors from the banners from this high vantage point. It's hard to get a full count with all the carts and horses, but with as long as it goes, as long as this um group is, you would say thousands.
Oh my word. This is unexpected.
Well,
Shocking.
we had a sense they might be in cahoots. On the
With
other
the
hand,
Elven.
that's a lot less people that are going to be in Vasna when we get there.
Yeah.
I suppose it would be very strange to ignore this army and carry on our merry way.
Mal, is there a way, like, from our vantage point, does it look like there is a certain point at which we can see they haven't reached yet? Or is it just a constant flow on the high road?
With as many people that are there, at least the intersection from the road you're on, they're already past that. So this army has already marched past that intersection and is along this road. Um, you can kind of see they're kind of broken up into units, so there are some gaps between them, but
Hmm. And are there any bridges?
bridges, there aren't really bridges here.
Hmm. All right.
Yeah, you basically your options as far as traveling are to just see if you can go against the flow on the high road, which they would probably allow you passage through. Um, or to kind of this is kind of a wooded area. You can try and off-road it if you so desire.
I mean, I figured probably off-roading is our best choice.
Yeah. In case we make trouble in Vrusea, then get as few eyes on us as possible.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So I will say that that's going to be probably a group survival check. See how fast you can make it through.
All right.
14.
14.
23.
Okay.
A false 20.
15 for Fen.
15. Okay. Um yeah, that's good enough. Like y'all will have to go slower regardless. It's just this is not a road. But you don't with the amount that you can like kind of take a diagonal through, you do make up some time. Um but it's still probably going to take you at least a couple days longer um to get not only to the border of Vasna but to Vrusea itself um by going this route. But you're not detected by any of the marching army, though you can the way you have to travel is still close enough that like you can hear the many footsteps, the multiple carts off in the distance, shouting, yelling, chanting for marches as you make your way through the woods. Um, but you may camp for the first night. Let's call this just a group perception check. See how this goes.
18.
18,
19.
19. Okay.
14 for
11.
11. Okay. Um, so you have all set up your camp. Who would be taking the second watch?
I can.
Okay. You are all resting in the woods here, and you are looking out into the woods, the firelight illuminating the trees, but still you feel a hand touch your shoulder from behind.
The fuck?
All of us?
Just grief.
So I would probably put my hand on their hand in turn.
Um, you see an elven man with a long rapier, just and he says, I will not harm you, but I will act. And you can um actually he'll say that in Elvish to you initially, but I don't
Which I don't speak.
he'll realize you don't speak it. He says, and he'll repeat it in common. He says, "What are you doing out here in the woods?"
Why do you care? What the fuck are you doing?
"I'm a scout. We've got to make sure that the troops can move through here safely without bandits."
I imagine we have an alarm whistle or something, like a sound that someone makes. So I'm just gonna whistle and hope that the rest of my crew Catches it.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Let me pull a die. Let me roll to see if he can stop you before you do that, because he does have sand on you. So no, rolls a natural 3. So
Hmm.
he was not able to stop you. But he goes to just like make an unarmed strike against you, which you just body. Like it doesn't even affect you. How do you react? Well, I mean, everyone. Actually, everyone who was resting, give me perception checks at disadvantage. We'll see who wakes up.
Perception checks. This is. I mean, I guess I'll roll to find out how much worse it can get, but that was a 4. So, dang it. That was a 19.
That's an 11.
11. Okay. 11. I'll say you wait. Torsten, you hear Grief whistling.
Percival kind of stirs, uh, and do I catch this guy like just uh bobbing Grief?
Yeah. Yeah, decked out in very light armor. Clearly well made armor as at that. Um, this isn't just some ruffian. This is clearly someone who has some tactical training. But you see, you hear the whistle and you hear the thud of like him just making an unarmed strike against Grief.
Hold on there. Actually, I think Thorsten will say this in Elvish. It's like, hold on there. We don't need to start training blows here.
He says, I'm inclined to agree, but I suggest you clear out of here at first light.
Totally understandable.
He says, I will be reporting this to my superiors along with your descriptions. Have you seen any ruffians or any bandits or, dare I say, cultists in this area?
Not that I have seen. Report to your superiors. Are you with the army?
I, and he says, I am Sergeant Lucen. I'm a scout of the Republic Army.
Does the Republic have business in Zarkan?
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Ooh, that is a crit. No, the 21.
I'm not at liberty to give many details. However, we are, our mission is, uh, our mission is to enter Zarkan and liberate it from the dragon's control.
Just for the funsies, if I can see if he believes that's the truth.
Yeah.
7.
7. As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth. I mean, it makes sense from what he's telling you makes sense. It just you don't know if he's kind of inscrutable as to whether he believes it or not. You can tell he's hiding things, but he's also military and
Yeah.
a scout at that. So
Are they both still speaking in Elven?
We probably will have get to it.
yeah.
Okay.
I think he'll look to Grief as like, far as I could tell, and say in common, far as I could tell, uh, he doesn't mean us harm, and the Republic means no harm to Zarkan. So, and then turn back to the sergeant, and still in common, we'll leave as soon as we see light tomorrow.
Very well. I will leave you be. I didn't and he says that part in Elven, but in common he turns to you. He says, hey, and he takes a small bow. He says, I apologize. I did not mean to frighten you, but I needed to assess this situation.
Sneaking up on people in the dark is probably not the best method to not frighten people.
Understand?
Just could have gone much smoother had you just approached me like a person.
He will point to 3 positions where you see that there are 3 other scouts.
Oh,
He says, we needed to see if you responded violently. I'm sorry, those were my orders.
hmm.
He says, I will leave you be, but be aware that we are watching this forest. And with completely silent footsteps, he makes his way back into the forest.
Well then.
Thanks for the help.
Oh, absolutely ain't. Don't worry about it. Yeah, and from what I can tell, that was the truth. So trying to handle the dragon situation as Arcan.
Fair. So we're, sort of on the same side.
More or less. Probably better stick to the roads regardless. See if we can find the road once we head out in the morning.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. I think it's about 15 minutes till the next watch.
Yeah.
And then Carson will close his eyes, probably just to take the next watch.
Okay. Yeah, the rest of the watches go off without any problems. More than likely, any threatening creatures or threatening people are being handled by the nearby army. But morning comes, and there's still plenty of journey ahead of you.
Fantastic. I guess we're going to try to find the main road.
Yeah.
Woo!
And we'll fill in, Fen and Merlin on the evening's happenings.
Yeah.
What now? What? Huh?
Yeah, the good news.
Watching the forest.
All right. Yes, we gotta. All right. I mean, most of the army should have passed by now, right? That shouldn't be that terrible to get on the main road. Or are they
I guess
really
we'll
bad at
see.
marching?
Yeah.
Give me perception checks. Armies are not quiet things. They do have quiet scouts, apparently, but
13 for Finn.
Also 13.
okay.
Perception
6.
7.
Okay. With 13, you're listening, and yeah, I mean, like, it's definitely died down. You don't hear the sounds of a massive army anymore. Most of them have cleared. So it is probably okay to take the main road. So
All right. Well, that makes life a little easier. You said they were going to report what we look like. That's weird.
Apparently, our descriptions are being given to his boss.
Where that goes and how far up the chain that goes. I mean, the plan was all right to be more subtle in Vrusea, but now I got some more incentive to uh, keep a low profile.
Very important. All right. Let's get some breakfast and hit the road.
all right. So you hit the road and you make your way to the high road. Um, it is still several days travel. So unless there's any like scenes you want to have with each other and this while you're traveling, yeah, now would be the time to have those if you want them. But if not, I think we can just kind of fast play this travel. So,
Yeah.
all right. So you make your way into the from the kind of muddy mountainous area of Southern Reach into the kind of lowlands of Vosna. Things give away to the almost like brutal human architecture to this very elven stones covered with stucco, just smoothed out architecture, um, wooden beams bent in interesting curled ways, as you enter the Elven Republic of Vasna. And you travel for several days over high roads, probably making camp on the road. But the high road is mostly just a dirt path that's been well traveled, sometimes supplemented or repaired with stone. But you come to a place that you are familiar with, the end of the roadhouse. And you can see from the you can see the citadel that is Vrusea shining out to sea in the distance. But from the city to where you are on the high road has been paved with intricately set stone and widened to double the width. It seems to be a project to build a even larger high road. But this tavern is not well constructed because it's meant to move along the path of this construction project. There is a makeshift camp behind it. It hasn't moved too far from where y'all remember it. So, but that is where you are. You are at the end of the roadhouse. It's a rowdy place. People, various workers are people covered in mud, just straight off from working, are coming here for a meal, relaxation, entertainment. There's loud music coming from inside. What would you like to do?
Are there any familiar faces at this roadhouse?
You do see one familiar face. Let me remember his name. Of course, I don't have his name there. Bear with me just 1 second. I don't remember his name. But
There's
the
an Argus Evernoon, but I don't
Ar-
think is that the
that
werebear?
is the werebear, Argus Evernoon. You see that he is, because he's the proprietor of this place. He is going around making sure everyone's happy, talking to various people inside there. He has not spotted you yet, as he is not really paying attention.
All right. I'm gonna get in Grief's head specifically and say, I'm seeing the werebear. We should probably not be.
Oh God.
To describe him for Torsten, inside is this like 6'4" half elf man, just broad shouldered, barrel chested. He has like a kind of a leather hat on, and he openly wears a symbol of the cult of the dragons or the restoration.
Super.
Grief will kind of whisper, "That little fucker turned me into a bear."
Yes. Yes, it did.
Well then.
Is he speaking with anyone?
He's going around speaking with several people. He just seems to be just like the owner of a restaurant. He's going around just making sure everyone's happy and taken care of, and then going talking to staff and making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Fenn's gonna get outside as soon as she can. But also just send a message to Torsten and Merlin of, I mean, he doesn't know you two, so you all can have a good meal, but Grief and I probably should not be seen by that guy, like at all.
Makes total sense to me.
Could
Honestly,
we order could we order a lot of food to provide for our friends outside?
Also, I have a masquerade tattoo, so I
Oh,
can
that's true.
change myself to just look like, you know, a more random dude in a wheelchair.
Okay. Are you picking any particular
Although I don't know if he has, I don't know what kinds of things he can do.
I mean, y'all did fight him. He just kind of werebeared on y'all, and that was it. So he didn't cast any magic that you remember.
Okay, cool. I think you're muted, Mal.
Not to say he doesn't have anything. It's just what you would remember. So
Okay. So character wise. Okay. Then yeah, I think I will just masquerade myself as a I just another it's a total like I'm Grief is a tiefling. I have to be careful because like you can only like my horns won't disappear. They'll still be there. They just won't be visible. But if somebody like yeah. So I guess I'll stick still with tiefling, just a different styled tiefling and a little older.
okay. Yeah, and there are a few tieflings who are working around here. Some of like clearly elven descent, but still tiefling. Um, as well as it's mostly humans and half elves who are working here. Um, but yeah, you're able to enter. Fen, you staying outside?
Yeah. Yeah, Finn's gonna look for the least active area and just kind of hang out there. but also
Well,
keep an eye out for any other of the restoration symbols while she's there.
ooh, yeah. And we'll make sure to bring you food.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, a young half elven woman, probably still a teenager, comes up to y'all and says, what can I get for you?"
Uh, just some stew. Stew will be fine for me.
All right, some perpetual stew. Anything else?
I'll have the same. And one to go.
I mean, I can give you two bowls, and
Sure. Yeah. Very hungry.
but we would like the bowls back, just so you know.
Okay. Can I eat my food outside?
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she will bring. Yeah, and well, she goes to Merlin. So, what would you like?
I would like some beef stew, please. And an extra serving as well.
I can't guarantee. I can probably get you like the beef out of it, but I'm pretty sure there's chicken and elk and deer in there as well.
Sounds lovely.
Okay. She will bring 4 bowls of stew and a little basket of bread to your table. All told, that would probably be like 5 silver. So,
Okay.
As she has the food, Josh will say, "Well, thank you much. Have you seen anything odd lately? I heard that we caught the Vaughnton army marching south. Anything you know about that?"
she says, "Yeah, well, they didn't really stop here. But from what I heard, the the president has called for um basically every able-bodied person to become part of the army to go save Zarkan. I mean, I guess they're allies or something. I don't know."
Yeah, that kind of stuff just kind of goes over my head. But that's interesting. Anything else odd happening around here?
No, not really. Just um a lot of these workers, a lot of the folks left are a little too old to join an army, at least by elven standards. And yeah, so uh work kind of slowed, but we're still here. We're still trying to build the this highway. So
Good to hear. Thank you. I'll let you know if I need anything else.
all right, yeah. If you have any questions, you need anything, you can ask me or Mr. Evernoon, and we'll help you out.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Grief
And
will
first,
take a bowl and some bread out for Fen real quick.
And y'all said you were looking for symbols of the restoration. Yeah, go ahead and give me
Yes.
perception checks.
All these perception checks with my +1. 14.
20.
Nat 20 for 23.
my character sheet is reloading. Perception 19.
Okay. Yeah. Well, especially with a natural 20. You see that at the far corner of the tavern, Argus Evernoon is taking a certain interest in a group that doesn't look like they're workers like everyone else. They have more like travelers' cloaks draped over chairs and things. Um, but you can see that one of them does have a like kind of on the hilt of one of their swords, the symbol of the restoration on it. It's a group of 3. They all look human, 2 women and a man. But Fen, you are not inside.
Nope.
You're kind of looking around for that same entrance that that you initially saw, but you see that the camp has moved at least a little ways away. So you would probably have to venture a little further up the road towards the city to find wherever that was.
Gotcha. I was thinking about that. Yeah. All right.
Definitely not making the progress that you can definitely tell that progress has slowed on this, but
And yet they got cones for miles in either direction, bringing it down to 1 lane. I don't understand what's happening here.
mhm. Yep. No, I think we've all lived in a place where there's a bridge that's been 1 lane for 10 years, Like,
Okay. And I'm not seeing anybody outside, like wandering around. As far as I can tell, pretty much it's inside or nothing.
Yeah, well, there are people around, either like, cleaning their clothes, doing various chores and things, but nothing that seems suspicious or out of the ordinary.
Gotcha. Okay. So it seems to be just Argus out here with maybe a couple of people. Otherwise, it's
Oh, Argus is inside.
well.
So
Oh yeah, no. I just mean like in terms of like it does not seem this whole operation does not seem to be restoration related. It's just a small handful of people. Unfortunately, one of them is the head of this operation.
yeah. Yep.
Hmm. Well, that's good to know at least. Uh, if I look down the road, does it look like, I mean, like, is it within eyesight or have they moved far enough where it's like I can't see that cave entrance in the distance?
So it would be it would be within eyesight. So
Okay,
probably a good few hundred yards. So
gotcha. Uh,
I'm not gonna make you roll for this. Um you hear Fen, you hear a voice, and a familiar voice to you, and it says, "Well, hello, stranger." And it is, you turn and you see that it is Rami.
oh, hey, Rami.
It says, "Fancy meeting you here."
Yeah, it's kind of wild. We were at Billy wanted us to go this direction. Uh, but why'd you end up out here?
He says, well, I have a lot of business in Vrusea,
Huh,
to say the least.
fair enough.
Have you heard from Billy?
Not since, oh gosh, what's it been, 4 days now? No, well, much longer than that now. It's been probably 2 weeks now.
Okay.
Lose track of
I'm
time after we had to deal with a vampire situation in a town. It's thrown me all off on my days.
where's the rest of your fine friends?
They are enjoying some food. Unfortunately, the whole reason that we got separated the last time we were in this area is inside.
Yes, I'm aware of Mr. Evernoon's extracurriculars. Um, Perhaps we should go retrieve them before
Okay,
this becomes a larger issue.
fair. I hmm, Let me just send a hey y'all, you almost finished up. We should I've got Rami out here.
Oh, yeah.
Merlin puts his utensils down and storms out.
Oh.
So stealthy.
Yeah, Grief will finish up and head out.
Same.
Yeah, and you all exit and you see Rami, who is a um pretty plain looking guy, half elven man. Um Probably 5'11", wearing he's wearing clean, nice clothing, but not anything ostentatious. Just kind of a on linen shirt, pants. He has a short sword to his side. Um, he says, "I believe you are Torsten, correct?" And he will reach to shake your hand.
Very same. Rami, what was it?
Yes, I am Rami. Um, I he doesn't pause. I'm pausing. He says, I have been a go-between for a common friend, Sir Bones. But I know last time I told you all that Vrusea had nothing important, but today I shall be taking you to my home.
Hmm,
Oh,
that seems important.
what's at your home?
Well, many things. Perhaps we should um definitely better food. And he kind of looks at the end of the road tavern.
Wow. Yeah, fair.
I'm into that.
He says, you do not need to worry about Mr. Evernoon. We've been keeping track of what he's been doing. Um, but this isn't really the place to discuss such matters.
All right, fair enough. Uh, Fenn's gonna take one last bite of the stew and just like slips the bowl inside of the door. Just zip, whip, whip, close.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Mhm. My first one doing that. Okay. Unnecessary, but sure. That was a 25.
Yeah.
Not 20.
Wow.
You said it unknowingly on just someone's table right inside the door. Like it's no one notices. There's just a bowl there. So but yeah, you follow along with Rami and he says, what have you been what have you all been up to since we got separated? I heard the word about Mr. Bones. He made quite a stand in Zarkan. There's been rumors about his whereabouts all over, but I haven't managed to get a hold of him.
So, word is he survived. We've been fairly secluded since we left Zarkan. Uh, we ended up stuck in a very small town with a very big vampire problem. Uh, and then we just, we're getting run over by the elven army, so that took us a while to get through that.
Hmm.
Not that they were fighting us, it's just, we were trying to go the opposite direction. Swimming
Fair enough.
upstream, as it were.
A vampire problem. Are you in need of any restoration or anything?
It's been 7 days. How's Torsten looking?
He
Sort
he
of.
looks fine. The bite has like scabbed over, but otherwise, like he's totally normal.
Yes, if I recall correctly, they must drain you of blood before it becomes a problem.
Oh, well, glad that he did not do that.
Hmm.
Uh, the I don't know about good news, but news is that the source of it, uh, kind of non-traditional source, but the artifact that was the source of it, is in the hands of an Archduke Rogziel. So
Hmm.
if anything strange is coming out of Crescent, that's a place to look.
That is a good thing to know. Thank you. You said artifact. What did the artifact look like?
Like this obsidian stone. I never did get quite a good look at it.
Um, he says, okay. Well, that'll be something to keep an eye on. Certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know of a few hands in Crescent that can maybe take a look.
It's probably have them listen for uh any sort of worshipiness towards the hungry star. I believe that's what they called it.
The Hungry Star. Now that is something very interesting. Um, as you're walking, you come to the gates of Vrusea, soaring over you 100 feet high.
I mean, I can
The
see it from the distance, but Jiminy, who built this thing? This is amazing.
oh, I mean, there's several legends. I think some say that Corellon himself built the first fortress here, but that could be apocryphal. Definitely when the elves came from the wild places, this was one of the first places they settled. But I won't bore you with history. The city is
Ben
the Citadel.
slowly puts away her notepad where she was diligently writing down history. Oh, yeah. For me, of course. Yes. Stick, stick, stick.
So the city is completely contained within these walls. But what stands highest above all inside an inner wall is the is a palace, a protected citadel, easily 500 feet high. And but um the city is bustling like any city you would expect. Um the pace of an elven city is a little bit different than a human city, though. People seem to just take their time, going from place to place. No one bumps into you, but things are happening, things that need to happen day to day. There are few children, but children are here. The population, whereas you see like a lot more humans and half elves outside of these city walls, within the city walls, it's almost entirely elven. So you all stick out like a sore thumb. People look, but they look down their nose at you, but they don't bother you. You make your way through the city and into an area of what seems to be mansions, just kind of slightly a more upscale region, less business and more residential. And Rami walks up to one of the homes. Um, he'll do a sigil on the door to unlock it and let you into this, honestly, what opens up into a palatial home.
Wow. Billy pays good money.
Why
Or is
don't we
this a
come in?
family home?
Why don't we come inside and have some tea?
Okay.
And he will gesture to one of the uh to someone inside, one of the staff here, and they nod and they will go into the kitchen. And in this room are plush velvet seating. um a fire is burning in a fireplace that looks like it's made of one piece of stone somehow. You can tell it was magically stone shaped into whatever shape it is in.
Oh, that makes sense.
And at this point, Rami will undo his glamour, and you see a man in very, very fine clothes. Full elf, um, long black hair, and he says, I want to apologize for the ruse. Having certain appearances of gives me an affordance that I do not usually have. My name is Alex Lucelle of the House Lucelle. Some may refer to me as Senator Lucelle.
Hmm. Can I roll an insight to see if this is the same, if Alex here is the same Rami that we have interacted with before, and he's always been a ruse?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Numbers? What numbers? Insight. Ah, of course. 17.
With the 17, as far as you can tell, this has been the same Rami that you've known the entire
Okay.
time.
Okay.
He
Because my
says,
entire time, like, if we've been interacting, in my mind, I'm like, is somebody listened carefully to Rami and is pulling us? Okay. Okay. Uh, yeah. Senator. Wow. Um,
yes.
and
Um,
that, well, thank you for, taking random adventurers on on a journey. We appreciate that. Not something senators normally do.
no, it is most certainly not. Um, However, my true passion, though I protect my constituents and my clients, I am one of the founding members of the Hand in the Eye. You have interacted with many agents of us throughout the realms, namely one Sir William Robert Bones. We we do not believe that borders, languages, or anything truly separates us, and thus we formed a brotherhood to just to keep an eye on the goings ons of various kingdoms, collate that information, look for trends, look for possible problems, things that can destabilize, cause large loss of life. Of course, as you know, we've zeroed in on the restoration, but I will explain everything in due time. But now, let's just have some tea. And I believe that's where we should end for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I love running this game. So let's go ahead and do our outros. We'll start with you, Silver.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch as well as over on YouTube. I am currently in a theatrical show, so I haven't had as much time online, but hopefully once we get past the month of March, I should be back to doing Capes and Caverns here on Twitch every other Monday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. Otherwise, hopefully I will get around to finding the energy to edit the episode that I'm sitting on for All the Web's a Stage, a short play podcast. But there is a lot of that content still existing right now. If you want to listen to it, anywhere podcasts are sold.
Awesome. Levi.
Hello, I am Levi. You can find me at Levi Phipps 97 on the artist formerly known as Twitter. You can find me at like the jeans at bluesky.social and levi-phipps.io for any RPG stuff that I've been published. And I will hopefully get the time to actually finish and publish things soon, though I say that every time. But yeah, I will get working on stuff. Thank you.
Awesome. Tara.
Hello, I'm Tara. You can find me here. Thank you for tuning in.
We appreciate having you here. Jaden.
Hey friends, I am Siliqui Jaden. You can find me everywhere online as Fat Sapphic Bro. I'm also here streaming on Twitch Sundays, 7:30 to 9:30 PST for this game, Mondays from 3 to 6 p.m. PST, and Tuesdays from 6 to 9 p.m.
Awesome. And I'm Archangelic. You can find me here at the same time as Jaden just said, because I run the games here. But you find me here on Sunday nights running this game for these wonderful people. Thank you, wonderful people. You can also find many links for me on my website, archangelic.space. I am also breaking into professional GMing on startplaying.games. If you are interested in having me GM a game for you, check me out, startplaying.games/GM/archangelic. If you've missed any of our games, you can check them out on YouTube. The link is in the chat. It's in our link tree. And in our channel description. We also have a podcast version of this game. Just search Era of the Dragons wherever you get your podcasts. I will be working on getting the podcast version of Girl by Moonlight up soon. I had some trouble with Spotify. It's a whole thing. So if you want to, no, that's it. So, and lastly, thank you, Polly guys, for helping us stream this show. We could not do it without you. We all appreciate you. Thank you all again for tuning in. We love you, and we hope to see you next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.